This is N4NT, and we ask that this frequency remain clear as we conduct the last call. W4BCU. 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 My fellow amateurs and members of Bristol Amateur Radio Club, Bob Rubber Room Lilly has not answered his last call. As of October 26, 2023, W4BCU is a silent key. Known for his self-motivation and determination, Bob dedicated himself to his craft as a mechanic in the automotive industry. His specialization lay in the art of rebuilding hot rods, showcasing his expertise and passion for all things mechanical. Alongside his professional pursuits, Bob also found solace and enjoyment as a member of the Bristol Amateur Radio Club. And amateur radio is much more than the radios we build and buy, and Bob certainly built a lot of equipment. It is the friendships we make on the other end of the mic, the legacy that Bob leaves through his contribution to this hobby, and as a past vice president of the club will ensure that amateurs will continue to make these connections for years to come. Long live the memory of W4BCU. At this time, we'll observe a brief moment of silence, and then we will start the net. Calling the Bristol 2-meter net. Calling the Bristol 2-meter net. This is N4NT. My name is Adam, and I will be the net control station for this session. Is there any emergency or priority traffic? The Bristol 2-meter net meets each Tuesday at 9 p.m. on the 146.67 repeater. This net is affiliated with the Amateur Radio Emergency Service, the National Traffic System, and the Bristol Amateur Radio Club. All amateurs are welcome to check into the net. Are there any announcements or bulletins for the net? Okay, I will go ahead and remind everyone of the club meeting this Thursday. Of course, the month starting out Thursday early in the month, it comes up quick that way. We've got several things to discuss at the meeting. Of course, the election of officers. We also vote on the Ham of the Year award, and we can also select what we want for the Christmas dinner. I'll print off the Food City menus, and we have to select one main course and a couple sides, so I normally just pass that around, let everybody pick, and we go with whatever the majority is. So we'll have those things coming up this Thursday. Also, as far as the change out on the repeater, we're still on the old Motorola repeater right at the moment. I haven't made it up there to change it out yet, but I plan to try to get that done pretty soon. It may be a situation where I occasionally go check that building while I'm working, so I may get up there pretty quick. I know I had some requests, folks that maybe wanted to go up there and check things out. If for some reason I end up going up there for work, then I'll contact you later at a later time, and we'll arrange going up and checking out the repeater site. Is there any formal or informal traffic for the net? Okay, at this time we'll take check-ins from any mobile or portable stations with or without traffic. Please call now. Okay, hearing none, we'll now move on to regular check-ins. Any station, anywhere, please call now.
Net control, please check in Kilo Delta 4 Whiskey Mike X-Ray, KD4WMX, Cannon, Washington County, Virginia.
Air control, check in WE4AWJ, Hamilton, Bristol.
Adam, please check in WB4IXU, John Indian equipment.
Control, this is N4 G&G, Gerald and Abington. Please check me in and out.
Control, please check in Kilo Victor 4 Radio Zulu, Paul, Washington County, Virginia, in and out.
Net control. Net control, please copy November 9, Tango November. Again, this is N9TN JJ over here in Boring, Tennessee.
Net control, Kilo Oscar 4, Echo Victor Golf, Chester and Bristol. Got no traffic.
Control, check in KQ4 DCP, Jerry in South Ocean Lake.
Net control, please check in KD4CCO, Dallas, Bristol.
Net control, KQ4 IHI, Paul in Meadowview. Control, Kilo Delta 4 November Tango, Dwayne in Bristol.
Okay, let me run down the list that I've got here. It's a pretty good list starting out. I got KD4WMX, WE4AWJ, WB4IXU, and then we've got Gerald N4GNG checking in and out. Thanks for checking in tonight. And also in and out, we've got KV4RZ, Paul. First time I'm hearing you check in. Anyway, I'm not sure if it's your first time checking in, but we got you in and out, and thanks for joining us tonight. Got JJ N9TN, and then Chester KO4EVG, got you in and out tonight. Thanks for checking in. And we've got KQ4DCP, KD4CCO, KQ4IHI, and KD4NT. Is there any other stations that would like to check in?
Net control, please check in AB9PJ, Pete in Elizabethton.
Alright, we've got AB9PJ, got you on the list. Any other station?
Net control, check in K4TEN, Frankie, Bristol.
Picked up Frankie there, K4TEN, got you checked in. All right, let's go back for some comments. If anybody else is waiting to check in, we'll pick you up here momentarily. And just a reminder, of course, we're doing a last call for Bob, W4BCU. So if you knew Bob and would like to make some comments, we are recording the net, and we'll send a copy to Bob's family and also upload it on YouTube. So just keep that in mind. mine. Of course, any other comments you'd like to make, feel free to do so, and we'll start that out with Ken, KD4WMX. Good evening, Ken.
Well, good evening, Adam. Appreciate you picking up the net. Well, I didn't have the pleasure of knowing Bob as well as y'all did, but I do send my condolences to the family, and I know he'll be missed by the club. But this is KD4WMX, and from quiet Lodi, and cows aren't mooing, and birds aren't singing, took a songbook's away. Don't believe me, ask Emmett. And went and did physical therapy with my aunt this afternoon. She's doing quite a bit better, but got a long way to go. But she's at least listening to me, which is a switch. A lady listening to me, my goodness. But anyway, hope everybody has a good week. Look forward to seeing everybody at the meeting Thursday night. I'll say 73 to everybody, and I'll turn it back to net control for KD4WMX clear.
Oh, well, Ken, thanks for checking in, and you mentioned physical therapy. I'm kind of glad you mentioned that. Before I forget, I'll go ahead and mention too that Tom and Patty, his wife, Tom Shutters, were involved in a car crash recently, and they were hit by a motorcycle. It totaled their vehicle, and they're having some recovery time. Looks like Tom may have fractured a vertebra, so just keep them in your thoughts and prayers as well. I got a text just before the net from Ben about that, so I'm not sure if Ben's out there tonight, but if you are, I appreciate you passing that information along. And with that being said, let's go now to Emmett, WE4AWJ. Good evening, Emmett.
N4NT Internet, and everybody listening. This is WE4AWJ. Good evening, everybody. Well, it has been a sad day and a week for me. Of course, I knew Bob quite well. I said most of the things about him I wanted to say yesterday at the service, but he's going to be beyond missed by the club and a lot of people around here. He was one of our foundation members, and he helped make the club what it is and held it together to make it the club that I could join when I joined. And I always enjoyed Bob, his programs, his work, and what he did. And he was a personal friend of mine. I'm going to miss Podunk for sure. Podunk is kind of the Podunk Amateur Radio Club. It's with a private club of Bob's, so we're going to miss that, and going to miss him, and there'll never be another one like him, and we won't be seeing his like for a long time. A generation is past, a generation of amateurs like Bob that could not only build it, do it, think it up, and try it. So I appreciate what Bob did. And that's pretty much it with me. 73s to everybody, and turn it back to net control and hopefully see everybody Thursday. This is WE4AWJ.
Yeah, thank you, Emmett, for those comments, and thank you for everything that you do. Yeah, certainly is an end of an era with Bob's passing, and they are very few and far between, and they just got fewer and further between with Bob being gone. But yeah, thank you for everything. Up next, we've got John, WB4IXU. Good evening, John.
Good evening, Adam. Good evening to the net. Well, I really here's sad news. I knew Bob for many, many years. He was very active with a lot of my nets. He was very active in the VHF, UHF spectrum, and will be missed. And it's very sad news. Also, I hear about Tom, because I've known Tom for many, many years also. And since Tom and I are not too far from the same age, we heal slowly, and hoping the best for them. Adam, turn it back to you. Thank you for doing that at N4 and T, WB4, IXU.
All right, John, thanks for checking in. Always good to hear you. Glad to have you checking into the net tonight. And this is N4NT with the Bristol 2-meter net. Up next on the list, we've got N910. Good evening, JJ.
Well, good evening, Adam. Good evening to everybody on the net. This is N910, Boring, Tennessee. Oh, nothing much going on here. First, I've heard about Bob. Holy cow. Shocker. Known him for all my amateur radio journey. And he and I have spoke at length. And good Norma. All around good person. Give you the shirt off his back. Build you anything that you need. Holy cow. That's sad to hear. Oh my goodness. Definitely will be missed. I always took him down by his house to show him all the antennas and say, hey, you can have this one day. Oh, goodness. Anyway, nothing else to say. Hope everybody has a good week, and sorry about the passing of Bob, and I know that's going to be hard for the club. I will keep you in my thoughts and prayers. Thank you for allowing me to check in and be part of the net. And to the family, Mr. Lilly will be really missed. And back to net control.
Thanks for checking in tonight, JJ. Appreciate those comments. And yeah, he will definitely be missed. Somebody once made a comment at field day, I think it was. They looked over and they said this about Gary Hudson as well. But they looked over at Bob and made that classic comment of, well, he's probably forgot more than you'll ever know about amateur radio. And somebody spoke up and said, I don't think he's forgot anything. But that's Bob, and Gary was like that as well. Up next, we've got Jerry, KQ4DCP. Good evening, Jerry.
Good evening, Adam, and everyone on the net. I hate to hear that about Bob. I didn't know him that well. I'm fairly new to the club, but I know y'all miss him. Anybody that's one of the greats is it's always missed when they leave a club. But condolences to his family. I got about 42 degrees here at South Holston Lake and just a trace of rain, and of course it's going to get cold tonight, so hope everybody's been winterized. And I'll get off here, Adam, and let you go on with the net. This is KQ4DCP, clear, and thanks for taking up the net, Adam.
All right, Jerry, thanks for checking in. Good to hear you there tonight. And up next, we've got Dallas, KD4CCO. Good evening, Dallas.
Well, good evening, Adam, and everybody on the net. Yeah, sorry to hear about Bob. I'm really going to miss him, I think. I wasn't that close, but being a club member, that what made us close. Let's see, temperature over here on Island Road is 43 degrees. Going to be a cold one tonight. So, button up. Plug in that electric blanket if you need to. Or plug it in your transmitter. That might work too. Back to net control. This is KD4CCO.
All right, Dallas, thanks for checking in tonight. That's a good idea. Actually, my shack, the HVAC ducting coming out here leaves a little bit to be desired sometimes, so I have to kind of augment the heat, or in the summer turn a fan on to get the air moving a little bit more. But I can fire this ACOM amplifier up and work a little FT8 or something, and the heat coming out of it'll actually warm the shack up. So I may have to do that if I plan on doing any radioing tonight. Good to hear you. Thanks for checking in. We've got a few more to come to for comments, but we'll go ahead and pause for just a second, see if anybody's waiting to check in. Is there any stations that would like to check in? Please call now.
Net Control, this is Kilo 4 Tango Whiskey Papa, Bill in Kingsport.
All right, we picked up K4TWP, Bill in Kingsport. We'll be back to you shortly for some comments. All right, let's go back up and we'll get some more comments, and anybody else waiting to check in, we'll make another call here at the end of those. Up next, we've got KQ4IHI, Paul. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Nat. First, I'll say I didn't really know Bob, but wish his family well. And second, we got one of my dogs trying to eat a pump tonight. It found a old pump that was used with a koi palm that it decided it wanted to try and eat, so we're hoping he didn't really digest any of that, but it's always interesting what they find to get into. I don't know if that's winter prep energy there that he needed or what, but wasn't happy about that. So not much else happening here. So I wish 73 Dolph.
Okay, Paul, thanks for checking in. Good to have you there tonight. That reminds me of a quick story of my cousin and I used to be into CB radios before I became a ham, and we were talking one night, and he had a tower up on the hill behind his house, and his coax was a little low to the ground, and his dad's goats got into it, and they chewed his coax in two while we were in the middle of talking, so he lost signal all of a sudden. All right, up next we've got Dwayne, KD4NT. Good evening, Dwayne.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Just wanted to say hello and hope everybody's having a good week. I don't think I knew Bob. I don't think I ever met him, but my condolences go out to his family and to you guys out there on the net that knew him. Sounded like a pretty good guy. Anyway, all my other comments can wait till the next net. KD4NT out.
All right, Dwayne, thanks for checking in tonight. Good to have you. Up next, we've got Pete, AB9PJ, sounding good from Elizabeth. And Pete, how are you tonight?
Well, good evening, Adam, and everybody on the net. AB9PJ, and doing good. First of all, my condolences in regards to Bob. I did not know him. Obviously, being still, 2 years new to the area, so still learning who everybody is, but wish him and his family the best. Doing okay, keeping busy with work lately, and been here for, I think, as long as I've been here, since my different trips, so I am planning to attend the meeting Thursday night. I was going to say tomorrow night, but no, tomorrow night actually I'm going to be in Johnson City. Foreigner is playing. So I've never seen them live. They got to be up there in age, but hopefully they're still good as they were many years ago. But I'll see all of you on Thursday night, and hope everybody's doing well and adapting to the temperature change here. That's all I got. Good to hear the voices. N4NT and the group. AB9PJ.
All right, Pete, thanks for checking in. Good to hear you tonight. And up next, we've got Frankie, K4T, and good evening, Frankie.
Hello, Adam. everyone in the net. Yes, I was, got the newsletter there and saw where Bob had passed. I'm really sorry for that. Bob was just a super awesome guy. Always liked to laugh, have fun, and gosh, you don't realize when the last time you're going to be able to talk to somebody is going to be. You know, it's just he's there and he's not. It's kind of a shocker. Real sorry for that. But he leaves good memories to everyone. Don't think he had a harsh word for anybody ever, and he was just a fun guy. So we here tonight just kind of come in from handing out candy to all the trick-or-treaters. We used to have quite a few here, but only had about 41, I think, we counted this year. Hope everybody's doing okay, and again, I'm sorry for Bob's family there, but he's leaving some really good memories to everyone. Super nice guy. Back to you, Adam. It's K4T again.
Thanks for checking in tonight, Frankie. Appreciate those comments. Yeah, one of the things that I really fondly remember about Bob is just his sense of humor. Just hanging out with him at field day, and especially those what was early for me field days with the Bristol club of camping out up there on the mountain and stuff. All right, up next we've got Bill, K4TWP. Good evening, Bill.
Good evening, Adam, and everyone else on the net. I just wanted to extend our condolences from Karen and myself. We didn't have the opportunity to get to know Bob very well, but anytime you lose anybody that's just a regularly good person and has that much knowledge, it's a big loss. So it's just something we'll have to work through. Looking forward to seeing everybody Thursday at the meeting, and 73 to everyone. I hope you have a good week. Kilo 4 Tango Whiskey Papa out.
All right, Bill, thanks for checking in tonight, and appreciate all you do with the newsletter and everything. But, anyway, that brings us to the bottom of the check-in list, so we'll open it up again to see is there anyone else out there that would like to check in. Please call.
Control, this is KQ4IQR, Jay from Glade Springs, checking in.
All right, we picked up one out on the edge of the repeater coverage area there in Glade Springs, KQ4IQR. Are there any other stations that would like to check in? Go ahead and go back for some comments. KQ4IQR, good evening, Jay.
KQ4IQR, good evening, Ned. I can't say I knew Bob, but I send my condolences to his family, and I'd like to say blessed be the silent key. And with that, I'll turn it back to you.
All right, Jay, appreciate you checking in. Appreciate those comments. Yeah, I think you're right there in the edge of the repeater coverage area, but you're sounding good and full quieting, or just about, just a smidge of static there. But I'm from Saltville originally, and when I get past Glade, traveling mobile, I can't get back into the repeater. Never tried it base when I lived up there, but definitely couldn't make it mobile. Kind of tucked in behind a mountain or something there. But sorry about my phone going off in the background there. That's my text tone if you heard that come through. Anyway, that brings us to the bottom of the list once again. Is there any other stations that would like to check in? Okay, does anyone have anything else for the net before we close? Alright, well, as we've traditionally done in the past when we have a last call, if you follow along with us on NetLogger, the first check-in is always the silent key, and then net control is also counted in that number as well. So with that being considered, we had a total number of 17 check-ins this evening. Thanks to each of you for taking the time to check into the net. And this is N4NT closing the Bristol 2-meter net at 9:30 p.m. and returning the W4UD repeater back to normal amateur use. 7-3, good night, and long live the memory of W4BCU.